Hello, welcome to Natural Parent Magazine Babywearing segment. Today I'm going to talk to you about basically babywearing. How did we get there? So it will be a brief history of babywearing, but don't worry, I'm not going to go into a full history lesson with you. I just wanted to really share a few interesting facts that I feel like all mums should know. It kind of helps us make sense of a few things about our babies. Like, why do our babies love being carried so much? Why do they always want to be close to mum? All those things that a lot of mums can relate to. It kind of gives us a bit of background as to why. So babywearing goes back about 500,000 years ago and maybe even more. We are actually a carrying species. What that means is that our babies are always close to us. We take them along to forage for food. We need to feed them regularly. We are not a parking species, which is the opposite, which is things like wolves. They would hide their young in a den or a cave and go out and forage for food and hunt and then come back. Those babies didn't cry. They kept quiet, not like ours. Ours, if we leave them in a den, they will cry. And they also had different diets. So they had more high protein milk, whereas our babies, most babies feed every 2 hours when they're born. Mine fed every hour. I don't know what's normal for yours, but they need regular feeding. Being close and carried by mum and fed regularly is what our babies are adapted to, hormonally, physiologically, and developmentally. So it just makes total sense. That's all they know. That's their instinctual needs. So you may have heard a few facts about why human babies are actually born so early. As in, they're born helpless. Like some animals are born already walking and able to do so much more. So it has a lot to do with evolution. A growing fetal brain size, so to be able to sort of be given birth to, and also we started walking upright, so our bodies changed and babies needed to be born earlier and smaller. Babies were not yet developed enough to cling to their mums, especially when we started walking upright. It made it almost impossible, and we lost all our hair. Babies maybe used to cling to mummy's hair. As we evolved, basically we needed to come up with another solution for carrying our babies. So very early humans began making carriers. They were made from animal skins, plants, leather, and they would be exactly like our slings do today. They would be strapped to our bodies or our backs. And so that's pretty much where babywearing came from. It is really deep in our roots of who we are as humans. That's why it feels so normal and it's so handy. So although babywearing was still the normal in many cultures, at some point Western societies changed. And babywearing became a lot more uncommon, and baby carriages or prams became more common and more fashionable. So this also came with an attitude in society towards valuing independence and worrying about spoiling our kids. So the actual carriage was a tool, partly a status tool, and also a tool to create space between mummy and baby. It was also around the times when mums, we changed attitude towards breastfeeding, and wet nurses were employed and things like that. So in that sort of time, baby carriers actually became associated with lower class and non-Western cultures. So that's where the pivot happened. But little did they know that developing a secure attachment with your baby through attachment parenting, like doing things like babywearing, actually led to emotional security and independence in the later years. I do have a little one that I feel like proves that point so well. So basically, I'll leave you with this. So we were designed to wear our babies, and our babies were designed to be worn. The reason they cry less when they're being carried, is because it actually helps us meet their hormonal and physiological needs. So please wear your baby as much as you like. You cannot spoil them. And in fact, if they're, like I said, if they're anything like my second born, you'll end up with a super independent little one down the track. This morning he kissed me at the kindy gate. He's only 2. And he marched off without even looking back. And he's the one that I wore the most, and he's definitely more independent than his older brother. That was a different story at drop-off this morning. So yeah, I'm just going to leave you with that little brief overview of the history of baby wearing, and I hope you have a lovely couple of weeks, and I'll catch up with you soon. Thanks, bye.